Music is a very ubiquitous phenomenon.
We all use music to find comfort, to find relaxation, and to find motivation.
Music can cause riots, topple governments, raise the hairs on the back of your neck.
If you start doing these brain imaging studies as a consequence of this, you can start to tell the difference between musicians and non-musicians because the changes in their brain are so large you can observe them with the naked eye alone.
We engage with music completely differently from the way we engage with any literal information that we have to process with our conscious mind. Music has a unique power to reach us because it reaches directly into the subconscious, making no pit stop whatsoever in the conscious mind for interpretation.
There are different parts of the brain that are involved in processing many elements of music. There's parts that are processing pitch and rhythm and harmony, and more of the brain is involved in perception and response to music than to language or anything else.
Advances in neural imagery are showing us all the areas of the brain that interact with music. Music is processed in older, deeper centers of the brain than our cognitive functions. Music is now being employed in an ever-widening group of clinical applications where these connections in the brain can produce a calming effect on the body.
But what we have principally come to do is to create neural changes that result in functional outcomes to address stress, pain, fear. That's very much so for cardiac rehabilitation, for neurorehabilitation, and people's desire for wellness.
When your brain is enjoying a piece of music that might even give you the chills, it's awash with a neurotransmitter called dopamine. And the way that dopamine is awash in your brain is very specific to when and where it happens.
Listening to music could just light up the entire brain from our prefrontal cortex all the way back to our cerebellum.
And we can use music clinically to help motivate people to do their best physically. Music therapists paired with neurologists are leveraging the power of music with a great deal of success.
Beethoven's Appassionata Sonata was written as he realized that he was going deaf and he was contemplating suicide. And in the end of the process of writing this piece, he decided to live.
Music was the one thing that could pull us out of ourselves. When we perceive the universal, we come to an observational state, and for a moment we are freed from our own egos. And in that moment we perceive, we sense what is true. Music tells us the truth.
The synchrony of emotions that we experience when we hear an opera by Wagner or a symphony by Brahms or chamber music by Beethoven compels us to remember our shared common humanity. The deeply communal, connected consciousness, the empathic consciousness.
It's like it's a language that we don't know that we're all fluent in.
Music is medicine. Music changes us.
Close your eyes and trust what's going to happen to you. Trust, listen to your heart beating. Feel what a miracle you are. Trust that this music will tunnel into you